Bud Black here. Patrick, go ahead and get us going.
Hey, buddy. After just another terrific start from Armand, putting sentimentality aside, the way he's pitched for the last, 9 weeks or so, you think he's maybe earned a right to start Tuesday night's game at Coors?
Ooh. I haven't thought about that, Patrick. I'd have to look at, the rest of the, the rest of the team and the starting pitchers, on the squad. But, you can make a case for it. I think, what is he, 8-6 with what, a 3.5, 3.4 ERA? The internal numbers have sort of straightened out for him. There's been really good starting pitching, right? And I read today that a few guys have, dropped out or whatever you want to call it, are not going to be there. Patrick, I don't even know who's going to be there from, the last 2 days. There's been, so many players who have made the decision not to come, both leagues. And there's been replacements. I can't keep it all straight, but it would be cool though. I really would. I mean, I would dig it if it happened. Who knows? I might get a call tomorrow from Dave, or I might call him in the morning to see what he's thinking, and then he'll sort of let me know what's going on, and then you'll be the first guy that I call.
I'm sure I will. After Nan, you'd have to call Nan first. Hey, what did Armand, he's been so good lately. What tonight stuck out to you?
I think, just his total repertoire. I think the velocity has been there pretty consistently over the last couple months. The breaking ball was pretty consistent, both the slider and the curve ball. But he got outs with every pitch. And I think the thing that stood out for me was probably just the overall consistency of the breaking ball. Down. He left a few up. I think he struck out Pham on a high breaking ball that was called. There was a couple, foul balls on hanging breaking balls, but for the most part, they were quality with location. And the fastball too. I thought, the fastball had good life and good movement. We sort of joked after he was taken out. He goes, "Hey, I used my changeup tonight too." I go, "How many did you throw?" He said 3. So we got to add to that. But, that was a really good outing against a good team, packed house here at Petco. He outpitched their guy and then, hung in there against a couple of their relievers, did a really good job.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Nick Rowe.
Yeah, hey, buddy, I hesitate to ask a big picture question here, like right after a game, but Herman mentioned that he thinks he's pitching better than he ever has. Can you compare him to the second half in 2018? Is he finally putting together a fuller picture?
I'd have to think back, but what I'm seeing is the emotional part, the poise, the delivery under control, in the highest moments, in the most critical times. There's a veteran presence, poise there that comes with being a pitcher in his 5th year. I think that's the thing that sort of sticks out for me, is the confidence that he has, in his ability and just the presence and calmness of when it gets hot, he's able to handle it. Where I think, a couple different times, a couple different years, a couple different ball games, I think he came out of that. And now we're seeing the complete pitcher that, under fire, he's keeping his poise and keeping his delivery and clear thinking on the mound. And I think, sort of leading the pitcher catcher relationship, where I think earlier on, I think the catcher always took control of Herman. Now I think, there comes a time when the pitcher takes control of those types of situations. And I think Herman's to that spot now. I mean, you look at Yadier Molina, I think he always is in control of, what's going on with the Cardinals pitching. But I think with Herman, and I think now Kyle, and I think even, Antonio, and they're taking more responsibility in what's going on, in the game. I mean, really taking control.
Gotcha. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Danielle,
Chris Owings got those hits tonight. What difference did you see from him, and how much do you think this can help his confidence moving forward?
Well, I think it should help his confidence. The first couple at bats were a little rough, and then he got the infield hit. Then he smoked the ball in the gap, late in the game. That was something we saw in spring training, which seems like an eternity ago. It's what we saw when the season started. That first week, 10 days of the season before he got injured. Had some big games for us. The last at bat was more indicative of what we think he can do. So hopefully this jump starts him. I mean, players, no matter who you are, how many years in the big leagues, it's a lot about confidence and how you feel in the box. And a game like today, when you scratch out an infield hit, then you hit a ball in the nose, that can do wonders for you.
Thank you.
Daniel,
But with the way Estevez worked himself out of that jam in the 8th inning, just how impressed were you seeing that?
Well, that was important, base hit by Hosmer to get it going. Got Myers, Caratini base hit, first and third, one out. Here comes the pinch hitter. Punched him out. I mean, there's drama, right? Tying runs at the plate. Tommy Pham, who's been swinging the bat well for him. Looks like Carlos came out of his delivery a little bit on the first 3 pitches, 3-0 count, threw a strike, 3-1. Threw a strike on the 3-0 count, then the 3-1 pitch. Pham hit it on the nose, but right to Hampson. So worked out of it. Wasn't obviously a clean inning by any means, but we'll look back and we'll see in the pitching line that he didn't give up any runs. So I think what came out of it for me was they hit him. He got the strikeout. He got Myers, but he didn't beat himself. He made them beat him, and they didn't tonight, even though they had a couple good swings.
And then just a quick follow-up with the Rodgers and Story. Do you know if they'll be available tomorrow?
We'll see. I mean, we're hoping that Trev is, his scapula and the back of his shoulder a little sore. Sort of hampered, his ability to swing. Rodgers and McMahon both have a virus. They were throwing up and having diarrhea all morning, afternoon. Brendan tried to make it through, and they just couldn't as we got near game time. So we'll see. It'll be a game time decision again, just sort of like today. So we're crossing our fingers that these guys, get hydrated, hopefully get some food in them to get some fuel. We'll know better in the morning.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah.
Ed,
Hey, buddy, congratulations. I wanted to ask you, you mentioned earlier about Herman being in the 5th year of his career in a big league uniform. Wanted to ask you, as you look back over your career, both as a pitcher and as a coach manager, at this stage of Herman's career, is there anybody that you recall that would be somebody you would compare him to?
I think everybody's unique in what they bring. I've been with a lot of players, a lot of pitchers, and a lot of times I don't like to pigeonhole guys or, at times make comparisons, but, his development has sort of been on track of what I've seen for, guys who have, a good arm, who are a little bit raw when they start their career. And then if they have the ability and the aptitude and the work ethic and the desire, you know, it all sort of comes together. And I think it's starting to come together for Herman, you know, in a lot of ways. So hopefully it continues, right? I think the big part of this, he stayed relatively healthy. You know, 2018, we had to shut him down. I'm sorry, 2019, you know, the elbow flared up a little bit, and that was a big part of, you know, why the second half for our team went the other way. You know, a lot of people don't talk about 19, what happened on the mound as far as some injuries and what we did offensively in the second half. But he's been relatively durable. He's learned from experience by pitching, and I think it's all starting to come together. And I like the way he bounced back from the first month of the season when it was uncharacteristically walking too many people and it wasn't commanding the baseball. But now he's doing it.
Well, buddy, put me on the list of those who feel he should get that start Tuesday night.
That'd be great. It would be awesome. It'd be a special night in Denver at Coors for, you know, all the hometown people who have tickets to see one of our own take the mound. It'd be awesome. I was there in 2010 when Ubaldo represented the National League in Anaheim. He was the starting pitcher of that game. It'd be nice for me to be there and everybody who's at the ballpark to see Herman do it.
And congrats to you too, buddy, for being part of it.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go quick to Larry and Patrick to finish it up.
Okay, buddy, tonight with the scare we had in the 8th inning, particularly with a number of guys we left on base, it had to be comforting to see Bard really come out tonight and just set him down 1, 2, 3.
You know, we've had some good conversations with Daniel about. I don't want to get too much detail about pitch selection and location, but he took some coaching, I thought, tonight into the game, and it showed. But that was, that was impressive, right? I thought some good low strikes. You know, and the Padres usually, as the game goes on, become fairly aggressive in the strike zone, and Daniel threw strikes and beat their bats. So Tatis, you know, flew up to left. That ball wasn't hit as hard as maybe it looked on TV, but as a fly ball. You know, Cronenworth first pitch, that ball was down the strike zone, got him to pop up, and you know, 2 really quality pitches to Machado, then the fastball away that got the ground ball to Hampson. So that was efficient, quick, and for all of us, no drama.
I'm sure you may feel, as most of us do, that baseball's all-star game has always been the premier all-star game in sports. It seems to me, I can't remember, buddy, the number of players opting out of an all-star game for rest or one thing or another. You seem early on when you started the interview here that you were a bit surprised about that too.
A little bit, Larry. I think that, you know, every player, have their reasons. And, you know, I've just heard about it, you know, just in conversations with guys coming in my office and saying, hey, so-and-so opted out, Machado made the team, and, and a few other guys. So I haven't really followed up on it and why, but this seems like a year that it's happened more than others.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Yep.
Final questions from Patrick. Go ahead.
Yeah, buddy, I meant to ask this earlier, and it's been covered a little bit, but you were very shorthanded tonight, given Trevor's injury and the virus that's going around. Given all of that, given that it was a packed house in against the Padres, one of the more satisfying victories that you guys have had in a while?
Yeah, this was a good one. I think, you know, Herman, you know, put the team on his back in a lot of ways tonight, right? Knowing that we were a little shorthanded, but, you know, games like this, I mean, the guys who started the game were energized. They were ready to play. You saw some good defense, from us and Mark, and obviously Herman did his thing, and I thought we had some decent at bats. There was a couple times where we could have stretched the lead. We could have added on. We didn't, but, you know, we put ourselves in position to, you know, make this a bigger margin, but, our guys were ready, and it was, in one of, and I've seen it too often in these type of games when, you know, you play some backup players or, you know, some of your big boys are out. It picks up the other guys, and it's a really, really good win for the team when this happened.